It's truly an honor to be talking to you today. These are the future leaders, I guess, that I'm addressing in the South African economy, and what a massive responsibility you guys have, both men and women, on taking our wonderful nation to the next level. I really want to share with you a few ideas, a few thoughts for you to take away, and I guess the first one is very relevant to where we are today, and that's in a life of flux, in a business of change. As the world changes and as it demands so much more from us as leaders, we have choices to make. There's no real right choice, but I always say that the worst choice is no choice. And it's what those choices and those ideas that we have today will often sow the seed for the future. The problem that we have as business is that if the external environment is changing faster than your own internal environment, you become almost irrelevant. And before you know it, you become obsolete. The question that I want to pose to you is really, where is that dinosaur? Is that dinosaur sitting on the outside, or is that dinosaur actually you? You, the leader that's not prepared to change with the times. You, the leader that's not able to sharpen that saw and bring better insights, better depth, a more modern and contemporary leader. And that's what we need going into the future. So think about that. Where does that power lie? And I certainly believe it lies within us as leaders of the future. The next concept I want to talk to you about is evolution. And I talk about the power of 10. Every time your organization changes by tenfold, 10 employees to 100 employees, 1 million EBITDA to 100 million EBITDA, things have to change within the organic framework of your structure. Often as leaders, we are not the unlocking element to be able to unlock that change. We're often the problem, and we need to see that within ourselves. So take this tip: if your business is evolved to a different scale, you often need a variety of different leadership skills, a variety of different technical skills in your organization to be leading edge, no doubt. The next thing I want to talk to you about is strategy versus culture, because strategy is the way we play the game. Culture is how we do things around here. And as scholars and as leaders, we often talk about strategies. Strategies are like dreams. We can put KPIs towards them. But what knits us together is culture. It's something we don't talk about in corporate very often. But if we have a culture, that silver lining that unites us as organizations, we often have a successful business. Now, let's not confuse culture being all the same. I often pride myself that my exco and my team are very different to who I am. How terrible would it be to have a whole bunch of Greeks running around? We want diversity, but we want the similar values, the similar culture in an organization. Massive success criteria for me and for McDonald's as a whole. The next thing I want to talk to you about is a principle that I call building your base. You know, as an engineer, I studied many shapes and sizes, many buildings. But if you go back to history, you'll probably find something in North Africa called the pyramids. And when you analyze the pyramids, you see it's a very specific shape every single time, a three-dimensional triangle. What's quite interesting is that the higher the pyramid, the bigger the base. And so this is now going to be your balance between your patience and your persistence. How much are you prepared to invest in yourself to build your base? Because if your base is that big, your pyramid's that high. But if your base is that big, your pyramid and your end destiny as a leader, as a contributor, is so much larger. So make that investment in yourself. Make that investment in your business. All right, and your destiny will be so much higher and so much more fruitful to you. The next and the last thing I want to talk to you about is this word influence. When we talk about leadership, we could talk about influential leadership. Now, I know a lot of us talk about Madiba, he's our hero in this country, but truly he is an influential leader. I want you to think about influence in a different way as you march out into that business world. Influence is equal to trust multiplied by respect. You see, if you can have people trust you and if you can have people respect you, they will influence you. I have a simple mathematical formula. Rate yourself or rate somebody on how much you trust them out of 10, and rate them on how much you respect them out of 10. Multiply those two values together. I'm going to think of somebody, 8 and 8, multiply the two, 64. Rule of thumb, if you don't score over 70% for that formula, that person's not influential in your life. The question's not about how you see others. The question is about how others see you. So would everybody rate you an 8 and a 9, or a 9 and a 10, or an 8 and a 10? If yes, you're an influential leader. If no, build your base. You've got to be a risk taker. You've got to put your hand up. You've got to say, I want it. I mean, we've spoken about this concept that I have called build your base. And as a young, free person, you don't have huge financial worries. You're probably not married yet. You probably don't have kids yet. That's when you want to build your base, because that time will never ever repeat. And young is not an age. Young is a spirit. And I've seen many people at 40 and 50 years old go back and resharpen. So imperative, broaden your spectrum, be open-minded, and take risk. Risk is good. Calculated risk. I always say risk is good as long as you only fail once on the same risk. If you fail twice, well then you've got something to think about. You've taken it, you haven't learned from the lesson.